Spotlight.
This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on BRICS Roadmap for AI, Skills and Sustainable Tourism. The participants are Anil Trigunayat, former ambassador, and Meghna Bose, anchor.
Tourism is no longer just about travel, leisure and destinations. Increasingly, it is emerging as an important instrument of economic development, cultural diplomacy and people-to-people connectivity. The BRICS Tourism Ministers meeting held in Jaipur under India's chairship has given this idea a significant push with the adoption of the Jaipur Declaration or the BRICS Tourism Ministers Communique 2026. This declaration lays out a framework for cooperation in 4 key areas, namely artificial intelligence in tourism, sustainability and responsible tourism, tourism skilling and capacity building, and tourism exchanges and seamless travel facilitation. So what does the Jaipur Declaration mean for India's tourism ambitions? Can tourism become a stronger instrument of India's soft power and diplomacy? To discuss these questions, we are joined by former Ambassador Anil Trigunayat. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Meghna. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Ambassador, let me begin with the Jaipur Declaration itself. What is the significance of the BRICS tourism ministers adopting this communique by consensus, and what does it tell us about the willingness of the member countries to cooperate in tourism?
Well, as you know that India is chairing the BRICS and this year, 2026, the 4th time, and more than 350 odd meetings have taken place across the whole spectrum various sectors of cooperation across various pillars. And you are also aware that Prime Minister Modi this year has redefined BRICS as being building resilience, innovation through innovation and cooperation, sustainability. These are very, very important pillars of this. In this, what is most important is the humanity first approach. And humanity first comes through people-to-people connect. And that people-to-people connect is what we are witnessing through the Jaipur or the meeting that was held yesterday in Jaipur. Now, in that meeting, of course, Jaipur Declaration, and you rightly mentioned, one of the most important things about BRICS is consensus. And since this declaration, Jaipur Declaration was adopted through a consensus, which shows that all the countries, despite there may be some differences, political differences, have agreed that tourism is an extremely important dimension of the whole BRICS process. And I believe that this is something really good. And so many new things have been added this time in this thing. And everybody knows that there is an immense potential for not only cooperation, but for enhancing tourism. And because most of the countries in this grouping are civilizational countries, whether it's India or China, or Russia, Ethiopia, Egypt, all these are ancient civilizations. So these civilizational countries have much to offer to the world, and more so to the BRICS member countries, and to facilitate their travel. So it is very important, and therefore they have tried to position tourism as a central pillar of sustainable and inclusive growth. And that is what is very important. India, actually, as you know, that the second largest sender of tourists is India, after China. And the Indians are one of the biggest spenders. But at the same time, we receive a huge number of tourists from all over the world. But within BRICS, these efforts are going to create more intra-regional travel.
The theme of India's BRICS tourism track has been building for resilience, innovation and cooperation and sustainability. How do you see these 4 priorities fitting into India's larger BRICS agenda?
So these 4 pillars are being applied across the spectrum, including in the tourism. Now, innovation. Now, today, as you know, that innovation means what? New technologies have come in. That is artificial intelligence, whether it's a digital public infrastructure, and how to exchange those ideas, those best practices, that is very important. At the same time, we are seeing that tourism has been impacted a great deal by various events. For example, during the pandemic, you remember that all tourism was suspended. The hospitality industry virtually went bankrupt. So how to make it more resilient? That is very important. Likewise, sustainability. Sustainability is extremely important once again when we are seeing the effects. Europe this time is facing the hottest summer. You can imagine. Large number of places, floods are taking place. So these are all unless the sustainable use of tourism or the practice of tourism or responsible tourism takes place, it becomes increasingly difficult. And therefore, best practices from all countries can be incorporated. And I believe that this is why for this, it is very important to have cooperation. And so when you have the meetings like the Jaipur one or the other meetings that are taking place, various countries, which are the member countries today, this time, and we have 11 Indian major partners, member countries, 11 member countries in the expanded format of the BRICS, and we have 10 partner countries also who will be participating in various tracks as well. So I think that this is extremely important that we cooperate, and that is how it is going to be done. Now today, the whole gamut of tourism has also changed. Today, suppose, for example, you need to know anything about how the tourism, if I were to travel to, let us say, Moscow, or the Russian guys who have to travel to India, they can just put in their own chat GPT or some search engines which are driven by artificial intelligence, and they will make the whole kind of thing for you, I mean, a program for you, and according to that, you can get the best rates and can get the best possible practices. And therefore, it is important also to skill and reskill the people who are serving in these industries, whether in the hotel industry, whether it's in the airline industry, or the travel tour operators who are there, the hospitality, transport, because every other sector is impacted by these. So I think that these are the things that have been discussed in this, how to make it a responsible tourism, a productive tourism, which can enhance the P2P cooperation, which is extremely important.
As we all know that this meeting was also held in Jaipur. Why was Jaipur particularly significant as the venue for this meeting?
As we all know, that Rajasthan is a beautiful land where so much is to be seen by everybody. And Jaipur is a beautiful city and which has holds festivals. It's the most colorful place. And so this is a display and showcasing to the delegates exactly, I mean, what they are talking about when they go around. And I think that the program included a large number of things in Jaipur. So I think that it was very well chosen theme. Besides, the minister is also from Rajasthan, Mr. Shekhawat. So obviously he hosted them with great, I would say, hospitality, amazing, and that he also addressed the group.
Right, sir. One of the 4 major priorities is also artificial intelligence and tourism. What could AI-enabled cooperation actually look like between BRICS countries?
Well, I think that it would be quite possible. I'm sure they would have discussed the specifics of this, and we could have a BRICS tourism platform whereby all the information that is required, all the kind of visas and everything that is required could be all generated there. Within no time, it could be accessed by the BRICS member countries' people or the tourists. And apart from that, this is also important that not only the governments, but the people also are aware about these kind of connections. So the use of technology provides you, in my view, facilitates the tourism and then provides this concrete information. So I think the exchange that they have said that there would be some kind of an exchange mechanism that will be set up, and which is what the technology, including AI, would enable it.
Brazil, South Africa, Iran and the UAE also held bilateral discussions with India on the sidelines. How important are these bilateral conversations alongside the larger BRICS framework?
Well, as you know, the BRICS is a multilateral framework, and in the any multilateral meetings, one of the attractions apart from its own pivot is the interactions that take place between various groupings, various countries, member countries. And when they come, they find the ways how to bilaterally support each other, how to bilaterally enhance cooperation. In this particular case, it was regarding tourism. For example, UAE. UAE is our third largest trading partner. It's a country which hosts largest number of Indians, 4.4 million people are living there. And large number of Indians travel there. Thousands of Indian companies are also working there. So I think when you talk to them that this is also a part of tourism, because today everything is amorphous, a hybrid. It is not something very clear cut that, okay, you are just going to one place for one thing. So these are things, that's what you discuss. And various, if there are any hesitations. For example, in my view, one of the most important things that needs to be discussed is that the visa facilitation is most important. Indian today, especially the Indian middle classes, which are more than 600 million, they love to travel within India and outside India. So if outside India, any place they wish to visit is the place where they can get visa very quickly, then they would like to go there. They don't want to get bogged down into these embassies issuing long-term visas. So I think that there should be some kind of a arrangement whereby we issue visas on e-visas or whatever, or on the basis of, or visa-free entry or visa on arrival. Those kind of things that only facilitate tourism to a great extent. But connectivity increases, people-to-people exchanges increases, and everybody benefits out of it. So that is something I hope they will be able to do.
Rightly said, sir. India has also used its BRICS chairship to push tourism cooperation. Could this help India strengthen its soft power and cultural influence across the global south?
Not only global south, I would say the whole world. Anybody who comes or goes to any country, he visits that country, he meets those people, eats that food, breathes that air, appreciates the culture, the civilization, and we are the ancient civilization. So for us, more and more tourism will obviously add to our own quest for the Viksit Bharat 2047. But at the same time, what I see is that this is a normal kind of a thing to focus on it, because tourism provides a great contribution also to your overall economic activity in the country, for the country. So that is why I say that it is a strategic approach. India believes in the dictum of Atithi Devo Bhav. So when people come here, they look at India, they go to India's villages, they see the rural culture, they see India's ancient heritage, they see Indian cuisine, diversity, colors. I think that's fascinating, and that's what compounds the kind of interest and growth in India's tourism and overall economic domain.
Ambassador Trigunath, Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat has also said that tourism can take economic growth beyond major urban centers to towns, villages and remote regions. How important is this approach if India wants tourism to become a larger pillar of its Viksit Bharat 2047 vision?
Well, I think it is very important because the countries don't live in urban centers alone. When you go around all over any country you travel to, you'll find a lot of places that are ancient sites, old buildings, monuments, the culture which prevails, the tourism, everything is there. There is every place and nook and corner of the country in India actually has something to offer. And so therefore, for rural tourism and cultural heritage tourism, it is important also to develop infrastructure, capacity building locally, and that's what the Honorable Minister actually referred to. So that's how this industry will be further, I should say, upskilled. That will be very important because, see, 10 years ago, these technologies were not there, but today much more easier to go around and operate. India's infrastructure is improving a great deal. And therefore, I think what Minister Shekhawat said, he clearly said that this is not the formal G2G connect that matters so much. What matters most is the people-to-people connect, and that is what strengthens the relationships and makes an ecosystem which is far more, he used this word very interesting, is economically prosperous, environmentally responsible, and technologically enabled and culturally authentic. Now, these are the words that are basically going to carry it forward, and that's India's approach.
And finally, Ambassador Trigunath, I would like to ask you, what would be the impact or the major outcomes of the Jaipur Declaration, and how will it be significant for BRICS and India's role in it?
Well, India is the host. So obviously, we are trying to showcase the country, showcase different parts of India through various 350 odd meetings. I believe there are going to be 400 meetings before the summit is held next month. And so India is on every table, as we say. So that's obviously enhances India's stature and shows that how we are part of various groupings and are always on those high tables. That's very important for us, for our diplomacy, for our cultural connect. Within the BRICS domain, India is trying to, offer its own DPI, digital public infrastructure, for betterment of various verticals of the BRICS overall spectrum.
From the use of responsible and human-centered artificial intelligence to sustainable tourism, skill development and easier travel, the Jaipur Declaration represents an attempt to take tourism cooperation within the BRICS beyond simply increasing tourist numbers. For India, this also fits into the larger vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Ambassador Anil Trigunath, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your insights on the strategic and diplomatic significance of the Jaipur Declaration.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You were listening to a discussion on BRICS Roadmap for AI, Skills and Sustainable Tourism. The participants were Anil Trigunath, former ambassador, and Meghna Bose, anchor. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani.
Spotlight.